Okay, so yesterday we did part one where we talked about and learned all about the life of a Native American um, early Northwest Coast Indian. Okay, today you're going to write your pen pal a letter explaining a day in your life. All right, so we're going to talk about how to do that. You will have today and tomorrow to finish this. All right, so let's talk about what you're going to do today and tomorrow for writing time. You're going to look at our sources, our notes. You're going to plan, draft, revise, and edit your story. You can look back at your notes. We're going to read the assignment together, and then you can begin your work, okay? Excuse me. This is just a recap of our assignment. This year, your class has been writing to pen pals from a third grade class across the country. Your class has been studying the lives of the early Northwest Coast Indians who lived in the Pacific Northwest. Here is your job. So you're probably going to want to look back from yesterday at the notes we took and the parts we highlighted. If you remember, we talked about what they ate. We talked about what their homes looked like and how they made them. We talked about what they wear. We talked about how they traveled. We talked about what kind of work they did. And then we answered the question about how they used their land to meet their needs. And we gave 2 details to support that answer. All right. So this is your assignment. And again, you're going to work on this today and tomorrow. Your assignment is to write a narrative story about one day in the life of a Northwest Coast Indian, your age. Okay? So if you're a boy, you can write about a boy. And if you're a girl, you can write about a girl. And remember, that's important because they had different kinds of jobs. Okay? Make sure to have a setting. What's your setting going to be? Remember, that is where and when your story takes place. You could be at school, you could be at home, it could be in the winter. Have a narrator, someone telling the story. That's probably going to be you. Characters, and develop your story from beginning to end. Now, when they say beginning to end, they mean sequence. Use words like first, next, last, those kind of words. All right? Remember, a well-written story has a setting, a narrator, and characters, has a flow from beginning to end. So I would start my day at the beginning of my day with breakfast and then work through my day and then end it going to bed. Use transitions. Remember, these are transition words. Includes details, dialogue, and description. Remember, dialogue is people talking. Uses descriptive language. Follows the rules of spelling, punctuation, and grammar. I posted a video about editing and how to make your writing better. You're going to start by planning your story. You're going to write your story, and then you're going to revise and edit your story. Okay? So plan your story. Think about what you want to write about. You might, since it has to be in order, you might think, I'm going to write about start in the morning. I'm just thinking and planning. This is not my story. Let's see. I'm going to eat breakfast. What would I eat for breakfast? And then I would go about my morning and I would talk about what I did in the morning. And then next, I could talk about lunch. Then I would talk about what I did in the afternoon. Then I could talk about dinner. And last, I could talk about going to bed or in the evening. All right? Remember, you can include things about your job, where you lived, how you traveled. Remember, we talked about all those things. If you're a boy or a girl, you have different jobs, what kind of houses you lived in, how you traveled. Okay? Then you're going to write your story and revise and edit it. For part 2, you're going to write an article that is several paragraphs long. Write your response below. Remember to check your notes, your pre-writing planning as you write, and then revise and edit your article. So that's your job today, and this is not due until tomorrow. So if you want to work on part of it today and then finish it tomorrow, that is perfect.